English Radio Barranquilla, el programa radial de la Secretaría Distrital de Educación para fortalecer el aprendizaje del inglés como lengua extranjera.
Welcome to English Radio Barranquilla, an English beginner radio program on Radio Esta. Bienvenidos a English Radio Barranquilla, un programa de inglés para principiantes en Radio Esta. Lesson 2. Last class, we learned some facts about Barranquilla. We also talked about Esteban's personal information. Esteban was born in this city, but his parents came from the Magdalena department. Barranquilla is a multicultural city with people from different hometowns. Some grandparents and great-grandparents even came from other countries. Italians, Spanish, people from the Middle East, and many other places. Today, Esteban will tell us about a colleague and his family. While you listen, it's important that you take notes. Write down the occupations that you listen. Thank you, Esteban, for joining us again in today's lesson.
Hello, listeners. Today I would like to tell you about a friend from work. His name is Mauricio. He is 32 years old and he is also an English teacher. He is from Puerto Colombia, Atlántico. He's not married, but he is engaged to a Nicaraguan woman. Her name is Violeta. She's an English teacher in an international school in Managua, the capital of Nicaragua. He is the youngest of 4 brothers. His oldest brother is Wilson. He is a mechanic engineer and he works in a mine in La Loma, Cesar. He is married and has 2 children. The second one is Claudio. He is an English teacher too. He works in a high school in the United States. He is also married and has 2 children, a boy and a girl. The girl is American. She was born in North Carolina. He has another brother, Luis. He's single and he's a mechanical engineer in a petroleum company in Boyacá. Mauricio's father is a taxi driver. He is from Puerto Boyacá, Boyacá, but now he lives in Medellín. And his mother is a primary teacher, but she doesn't work because she is retired. She's from Tubará, Atlántico, but now she lives in Barranquilla.
Activity 1. Vocabulary. Write true or false. Correct the false sentences. Number 1. Mauricio is an architect. Number 2. Mauricio's brother works in a mine in La Loma, Cesar. Number 3. His mother is from Sabana Larga. Number 4. Mauricio's niece is American. Number 5. Violeta is a math teacher in a school in Nicaragua. Quarantine has changed our routine. Listen to Esteban talking about his days at home.
My new routine during this quarantine starts at 6 a.m. I wake up and I take a shower right away. This is the best way to start my day. It helps me to be active. After that, I get dressed and have breakfast with my family. At 7 a.m., I start teaching English at school, on Zoom, or Google Meet. This is really fun. It is a new experience for me and for my students too. I finish work at 12 p.m. and then I have lunch. I usually have rice, meat, chicken, salad, and I always drink water. From 1 p.m. to 1:20 p.m., I take a 20-minute nap. Then, I start working again, and I use different online platforms to teach English. It is cool to practice English with a lot of students and teach them about language and culture. I finish working at 5:30 p.m. and then I play video games. My favorite video game is Mario Kart. I watch TV series on Netflix and then I go to bed at 10 p.m. Being an English teacher is a rewarding experience because I help students and professionals achieve their goals, and this helps Barranquilla become a bilingual city. I love my city and I love my neighborhood, Barrio El Prado. It is full of beautiful Republican houses, and it was declared as a historical heritage of humanity. I want to stay in this city forever.
Activity 2. Writing. Write 5 sentences about Esteban's routine. Esteban is also a good reader and researcher. Tell us, Esteban, what do you like to read about?
Well, I like to read about any kind of books, and I also like to research about important people. For example, right now I'm reading about Adriana Ocampo, who is a scientist from Barranquilla. She is a geologist too. She was born in 1955 in Barranquilla. Her family moved to Buenos Aires, Argentina, and then emigrated to California, United States. During high school, Ocampo was part of a science project, and she got a summer job where she analyzed images of a spacecraft. She studied physics and calculus. She is a member of the Association of Women in Geoscience, the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, and the Society of Women Engineers, where she is a strong supporter of a program for young girls and many other professional organizations. In 1992, she was awarded the Women of the Year Award in Science. She works at NASA with the space mission Juno to research the planet Jupiter and the star. She continues to search for new impact craters, and with her team, they recently reported on a possible crater near Cali, Colombia. What about you, Claudia? Who do you admire from Barranquilla?
Wow, that's really interesting. Well, I really admire Mayra del Mar. Her real name is Olga Chams. I like poetry. She was a Colombian poet. She was born in Barranquilla in 1921. Her parents came from Lebanon in the Middle East. She studied in Barranquilla at Conservatorio Pedro Viava, where she was professor of art and literature history, subjects that she studied at Rome. Activity 3. Compare these two famous people from Barranquilla. Write their similarities and differences. You can use a Venn diagram. Thank you for joining today in English Radio Barranquilla. Thank you, Esteban. It's been a pleasure today.
Thank you guys for listening and being with us today. Before we finish, I want to give you one tip to practice your English. On YouTube or Spotify, you can look for music in English with lyrics. Pick a song that you like and try to learn it. I know you will have a lot of fun doing this. Also, remember to work on this lesson's vocabulary with your teacher and complete the guide. And remember, language is a passport for you to explore more of the beautiful things about this world. See you next class.